Most of them stick by it, don't they? Still
I don't
do.
know who the heck they are. He's only got a 28% approval rating, and 28% is not what it took to put him in the office.
No, it took.
It took at least 51%, didn't it?
No, it took. What's the company that makes the voting machines?
It slips my mind.
D-Bowl or something like that.
Yeah, D-Bowl.
Okay, all it takes is D-Bowl.
What do you think about the oil situation? I think it's all a conspiracy.
Mm-hmm. It is a sham. Supply and demand does not double the price of oil in a year. You know.
I think some oil companies are getting very
Hey.
wealthy.
I'm just looking for boxes. Those are being used.
Keep your hands off my boxes
I will.
and
I
my
will.
bugs.
Okay. Sorry about the bug.
Maybe it's time to take the bugs off. That's what it was. Instead of rolling a 420 roll.
I'm going to play the
No.
bugs again.
No, I knew that it was time to. I knew that it was time to take the bugs off, and so, and I was going to do it when it was 420, but then I realized that I didn't have a 420 roll for today, and since I didn't play a 420 roll, now let me see.
Well, I went to the French Broad Food Co-op looking for the seafood dude,
Oh, he wasn't there.
and he wasn't there.
Well, here's what happened. Like I told you, he called me up Thursday. Tuesday, what day did he call me up? Tuesday night.
And said, I need for you to go pick up my fish.
He says, my mother has fallen
Oh,
and broken her leg, and I have to go to the hospital with her. Can you come down and pick up the fish? Now then Wednesday, while I was driving the fish back up here, she was in surgery.
how old is she?
80s. Not good. And advanced Alzheimer's. And he has, and here's what it is, and I know that Dave is feeling guilty and he's feeling bad about it. When he started doing the fish run this year, he told me, he says, I don't know about this. He said his brother has not muscular dystrophy, but cerebral palsy. Okay? And his brother gets around pretty good, but he doesn't have the strength really necessary to take care of mom correctly. And Dave was worried about leaving his mother with his brother to take care of her. And then he had left. He was cutting the fish and stuff at the fish shop. And she fell, and he was not strong enough to stop her fall. So now he feels bad. And exactly what we'll do with the fish is up in the air right now. And I could drive down and pick up the fish and still continue to make some deliveries and stuff. But whether he even wants to take the time to go in and cut the fish is a big question. So there you have it. And if you'll slide into this seat, well, hey,
Okay.
never mind. We'll put Larry in that seat. He wants to see you anyway.
They see me enough anyway.
I know it.
I'm
You're
only
very-
here for a little bit.
You're very scary. What have you got there?
I'm hoping I'm rescuing you. I heard through the scuttlebutt that.
How did you hear that?
Take a guess.
From your daughter? Did she get it from Jonathan?
I,
This is,
All I know is the information came to me pretty late last night. By the way,
was this yesterday's show?
yes, it is.
Okay, was it recorded on tape or on DVD?
DVD, straight
Straight to
live.
DVD.
The only thing that you have extra, you'll have like the four little guys at Gourmet Perks, their little thing from Mount Dungeon.
Mhm.
The last screen from Mount Dungeon saying Bennett. And then you may have a couple seconds or minutes at the very end. That's from the next show, whatever that was.
Great, thank you so much. Wow. Well, that was
Gourmet
easy.
Perks
Gourmet
had to
Perks.
close suddenly.
That's what we heard. Were you watching the show yesterday?
Are they thinking of buying, or are they trying to buy it?
They want to.
employees?
They want to buy it and be a owner operator collective.
I think that would be cool.
I think it would be cool. Yeah, it's very Asheville.
Gourmet Perks, that's the one that's like, is that the one on
Next to the
Adam?
plasma guys.
Oh, next to the plasma guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little ad for the plasma guys. Yeah. They helped me out a lot when I first came here.
Were they next to the plasma? I thought they were. I thought the plasma guys used to be in that building.
Well, it must have been before I was here.
Maybe I got it wrong.
No, it's possible. I don't know. That's a pretty small building for plasma guys. Although it's a small building for
Anything?
a cafe shop. It's- So yeah.
Well, it is good to see you. You saw the.
Well, I'm having a hard time with Google. Uploading anything longer than 15 minutes. Just the
I
last couple
think
days.
they're going through some sort of transition with their film stuff or their video stuff.
I think they may be starting to put a limit on things, or they're thinking about how to do it. I hope not either, because I get some stuff up there that's 4 and 5 hours.
Well, I thought I had changed my account with YouTube last night to a director's account.
Uh-huh.
It said director's account, and I said, update
Mhm.
to director's account. And I tried to load a 420 roll, which usually
Just a little longer.
rolls in a little over 10 minutes, usually less than 15. And I was up all night with that, and
Yeah.
then and left it still loading. And when I got up this morning, it said it had been rejected for being too long.
Yeah, yeah. Always remember, no matter what, even though they're owned by the same guys, YouTube is small, Google is huge.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
always so.
that's restricting what I put on YouTube.
But for the past month, you haven't been able to go to your stats on Google.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that horrible? Because I got
And it's
I
not
got a
even,
long
and,
list.
and you've got, it used to be I could go to the video and it would tell me how many hits I had.
Yeah, no, that's the counter's gone.
But I read somewhere because I started researching on what is happening, and apparently they're revamping
Thank you.
Oh, the stats.
their video.
Because I was actually reporting that I was getting thousands of hits on every show every day, mostly from the Tea Party.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and what I'm doing right now for
Would you
myself.
like some tea?
Oh sure, thank you. What I'm doing right now is I'm mangling, I'm wallpapering the 1 Hour Media Fest Live. What I'm doing is I'm putting that up on Google, but because the legalities about the emergency broadcast, you don't know about this.
Oh,
when,
what?
when it showed on Monday,
Yeah.
I forget what time it was. It was like noontime or whatever it was. We had an Amber Alert in the middle of it, near the end of it, the last quarter.
Really?
We had an Amber Alert, so it was real bad.
And it comes on our thing.
Everybody.
I never saw one come on. I've
Okay,
never
well-
seen one come
well,
on.
that's
Channel
why
20.
this is a collector's item to me. I love it.
Really?
So I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't. Here's the
They
thing.
won't let you
I
load
can't-
it.
No, but I can. What I did was I took the whole thing and I reversed it.
Right.
So,
So it
and
says-
you do have the and it goes the bzz, 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 is but it's going the wrong direction.
And it goes.
Yeah, and it was a bad broadcast because those are like off the single sideband,
Okay. Yeah.
and
yeah.
it was a South Carolina to North Carolina kind of thing. But I'm going to keep that within the broadcast, but I reversed it.
Grab me that spoon with the long handle there.
Spoon with the long handle.
Yeah. See, that's easy. There we go.
There you go.
Yes.
Could I have a spoon with a short handle?
Short
Spoon
handle.
with a short handle. There you go.
Look at we got one. Thank you.
Yes.
Um, Yeah, so I did want to take it out 'cause I love those kind of things, but like I said, I know it's it's really really bad to try to rebroadcast those. That's not a good thing to do.
Okay, so the upshot is that Google is apparently revamping some of their mechanics of the videos, and hopefully our stats will be back. They said they're
I
still
sure so. It's been
they're
a
still
while.
counting them. They're just going to be redoing
Because
you can go to YouTube and you can see all kinds of stuff that you can't see on Google Video
Your
about
stats.
your stuff.
That's right.
And so maybe that's what they're trying to do.
I'm
Let's
hoping,
cross our
because-
fingers.
Well, you know, I've seen Google owns both. You know,
Yeah,
they may
you know.
they may think it's redundant, or it may be.
Well, I
accessible to both.
usually get more hits if I upload the same thing
On
on
YouTube.
I get more
That's
hits
right.
on YouTube.
But if you start out through Google worldwide, if you start out through Google, if it had been on YouTube and or Google, it'll show both. In fact, if you do a search on the Google video,
It'll
no
show
matter what
YouTube's.
occurrence, you can find it on a Czechoslovakian site, and it'll be posted there if they've had a recording of it, you know,
Right.
a hit at one time, because that database just grows and grows and grows. And you'd be surprised how many places all over the world our things have gone.
Well, can you upload it on Google and then post it in your collection somehow
Yes.
on YouTube?
So
Yes.
you can upload to Google, and then you can embed that on your website. That's what I've done.
Yeah.
And then it'll play it's held, Google's got it holding it in the air somewhere, and the people on your website click on it.
It goes
It
to
doesn't go
Google.
up to my ISP, it's over in Google heavily.
Right.
Same thing is if you want
Huh.
to get onto
Second, I'm getting ready to go in on
urtvforums.org
that.
Right.
and you want to post something that's
Shouldn't have put the
containing to
cloud.
us.
Right, but you know, like I'm saying, is will it show up just like will it show up if people search YouTube? Like I get more hits on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Can I store the longer video on
Google?
On Google, yet be
Yes.
getting the hits through YouTube?
No, you won't get them through YouTube.
See,
It
that's-
doesn't go reverse.
Okay, so that I wanted.
I know it stinks, but YouTube is
Maybe
big,
that's one of the things they're
Google's
getting ready to
big.
fix.
Well, maybe I don't know, but Google
Because you
YouTube
think,
is
you
made
think
for
it's
big.
since they're partner, you know, in it, that they would either direction.
They would be synchronized.
Yeah.
And the other outlet you have also is on MySpace.
When I do get
TV.
on the internet, let me know your, well, cause I
it's-
got somebody who's
Do
gonna
you
be
get
working
many
on my
hits
MySpace
through
now.
it, or do you?
I
not?
only
set
have
it up,
one
and
video
I'm gonna
on
put
there.
everybody's-
It's just a
all the
tester,
shows that I can.
and I do have a lot of
On it,
hits.
so they
but
can go from my spot.
Okay,
I-
we get a lot
I-
of hits through that then.
I don't know about you,
I'm
but
going
I
to be
get
trying-
spam, scam,
I gotta get a hold of
from
Guinness's Book World Record and
MySpace
find
a
out,
lot.
but I'm
I
going to
mean,
try
I've
and set
gotten
a
rid of
record
it,
for the
and you just
longest
change your password
on
and
the
you're
air
fine.
live.
But I don't think
I
it's
was thinking-
you shouldn't have to do that.
Okay, to do it, I have to get
So-
all the members that would have those slots to be
Oh,
able to slide
did I
out.
tell you about the 2 domains I got?
What I'm gonna do
No.
is,
Okay, I bought
you know how
2
they
domain
did
names.
Okay.
Science Fiction 2000
Um,
where the person's sitting there and you
I
watch
bought
the show?
one called
Thought, well, I could as long as it's within
High
the rules,
Def
if I put myself in the left
High Def
corner, I can still do the other
Audio.info.
shows, but I'm still there.
and highdefsound.info.
I want to try for
I own
$100.
both of those now.
There you go.
Those are good. That's a good.
Oh yeah, that's an investment.
What was the?
Highdefaudio.info and highdefsound.info. So so that, and which ties right in with the psychoacoustic research
US.
site. See,
Yeah.
You see all
Which
that.
is a great.
Right, there'll be subcategories under there, sort of.
Not to get into cost, but was it much?
Oh no, it wasn't.
Oh,
I
you
only-
can get. I've got mine web domain now for $15 a year.
Oh, you're kidding.
I bought
mine
the-
was through GoDaddy.
I did through GoDaddy and .info for just 1 year was either were $1.99 maybe.
Oh, okay. Because I done mine.
I can
mine's
get a
almost
Mad
up
Monk
to years.
domain for $15 a year.
Yes,
Well, I
own it.
started out with internet,
but you'll have to.
and it
but
was like $60 a year.
internet.
Well, internet. Well, with the original, what was it? The name of that one that was so big
Okay.
10 years ago, the major one, and then the legislators said, "Well, you can't be the only one
Right.
having domain names or in charge of domain names." So they spread them out, and so now there's a whole bunch of competition,
Good.
and I've got 5 years for
$15.
$75, I think.
I remember. Oh yeah, I can.
I can, yeah, I think it's I can
Yeah.
that I've got.
I remember when people were buying all the names, whether they were going to use it or not. Like
Oh, I know, so they resell them.
soup.com and milk.com. now you know that somebody's going to come after you. They want that, like
Yeah.
the Milk Council or something.
Well, yeah, that's what they were doing. I mean, like someone got ElvisPresley.com,
Yeah, whenever I
and
first
then the Elvis
started, and I started in '97, and this guy that originally I didn't know how to do a website, and so I had this young man doing it. He goes, "Oh, I'm buying up all these domain names because I know I'm going to be able to sell them."
Well, you would think that highdefaudio.info.
Would have
Would-
been
Is it
taken.
by now?
I was surprised it was available.
Well, you know, it may have been taken and let go because nobody knew what to do with it. That's
Maybe.
possible also.
Well, there were more. There
Yeah.
were more I could get, but I didn't want to. I'm
That's
hand
a
them
lot.
out.
Yeah, you
Right.
can.
Huh?
But for $15 a whack, that's not bad. Or even like a lot of them are cheaper than
I was
that.
buying them for $1.99. But now GoDaddy, when the GoDaddy used to have a sale, you could buy it for like 5 years or something
Right, I bought it for two.
at the sale price.
Right.
But this was just 1 year at the sale price, and then you had to pay the full price.
Right.
So I just got it at the sale price, and again, if I don't do anything with it, I'll let it go. But
Right. They'll let you know if you know when it needs to be renewed.
well, I'll
I mean, they
need
tell you everything. So
yeah,
it's-
I'll need to talk to Randini. I probably should store it with Randini.
yeah.
You know.
Did he make it on the show yesterday?
No, he called.
He did. I knew he called. I didn't.
Oh.
I thought he was going to be on the way. Oh.
No, he wasn't going to come out. He said he's still busy, but he says he's getting it done, and he says he's coming on soon when he gets finished.
They were the ones that that beat me at the.
That's what
awards ceremony.
she said. You beat them at that you took a number 1 place and left her with the number 2
DJ
place.
Spooky.
Ah,
DJ Spooky
DJ
did
Spooky. Yeah.
it. Everybody loved it, didn't they? It was DJ Spooky.
The funny
They-
thing is, when we were looking for feedback, nobody would tell us anything.
Huh?
When we were playing it, we were looking for feedback. Nobody would tell us anything.
Uh-huh.
Did you find out any comments on any of your stuff
the-
yet? But
I asked
I'm
Jonathan. He said they were going to be available pretty soon, so we can all check it out.
well, it would be nice if we had a way of, like, you know, they do with pay TV to monitor and actually know how many people are watching our show.
Well, see, that's
That would be
I
real
went through this
I
before.
know, because when Matt announced that he wasn't going to be doing the Matt Howard show for a while, he got a ton of calls in.
Right. You don't know who's watching.
You don't.
When we first started the building here, I had gone to Charter and I said, you know, you can track any broadcast from any of your stations that you happen to send out, and they do check their local, their BC, and you know the education and the city, county, and all that stuff. And I said, well, how can we track what we do? And they said, well, we don't do that. I said, no, you're broadcasting. I know you can. And they said, well, we won't. I said, well, what if I pay? They said, we're not going to bother. But what you can do is call, oh, now I forget their name.
What it is they don't want us to be able to go with hard facts back to the government and say, look, we are a viable cable cast provider. You know, I mean, we are providing, you know, programming. We're getting
Community
so
service.
many viewers. You know, it also, again, it goes towards getting sponsorship. If you could walk up to, say, some store and say, look, I'm looking for sponsors, and you could actually show them, I got 9,000 viewers. Well, that shows that you got a certain share in the market and how much you're valued.
Yeah.
Also, if they started counting our stats, it would affect the stats of all paid TV too.
Right.
How much of the share of the market
That's
are we
right.
taking?
That's right.
And I think we're taking a pretty good chunk because I have gotten tons and tons. I mean, every day I got somebody who's telling me they're watching your TV. They tell me they're watching my show. They tell me they're watching the Mad Tea Party show and now Dungeon. I mean, I'm hearing it from
Mhm.
a ton of people. So we are a viable commodity, but if we can't prove it for the government on paper, then unfortunately, then
Right.
they can go, well, you know, you're not really viable. We're going to, you know, after 2010, they could start saying, well, we're not going to, you know, give you pay grants no more.
Well, anyway, what they did was they let me over to the Nielsen guys. They sent me to New York, and they said, well, we'll send out survey cards and see who's watching, who's not watching, and it's going to cost you X. I mean, it was going to be in the thousands for me to have that. I'm like, this is all information that is gathered at that building right there on Peachtree Street.
Mm-hmm.
They can tell us that, but we, you know, we don't want to force the relationship there. So we'll just say that's fine. We know who's watching. You know. I'll let it go. But it still would be nice to know who's watching when, where. And it, like with the wallpaper project, originally we had it on Friday nights. We had a great following, but found out that all the college kids that we wanted to, art students that we wanted to see the show, they were out partying on Friday nights.
Yeah.
So we changed to Thursday nights, which is the same thing Mount Dungeon was in the process of doing anyway, because they realized the same thing. And following Mountain Dungeon is probably the best thing we could do both ways. And vice versa, when it goes into repeats immediately after, because our show is first, and then Mount Dungeon. So once they're done with the, you know, it's a smooth.
Yeah, that's why I picked 8 o'clock for my Friday show, because I figure, okay, 8 o'clock, they're home, they're just getting done eating. If they're going to go out, they normally don't go out till about 9, 10 o'clock anyway. So I got them right at that. I got them at the family hour, and I got everything from little kids to grandpa watching my show. And I do warn them, you know, it says TV 14. And then I'm going to start a after-hour one of a half-hour politically incorrect comedy.
Really?
And I'm using all the old jokes. I mean, one of the guys that's editing right now gave me this National Lampoon joke book, you know. And they're all hilarious. You know, but some of them are after the 11 o'clock hour.
Which ones?
The chocolate.
Yeah, that's Paul Newman's.
Oh, you'll love them.
Paul's a nice guy.
He sure is.
She's going to take them away from me. I told her be better or there won't be none left. I'm a chocoholic.
There's nothing wrong with that. Dark chocolate's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the endorphins.
Yeah, I'll take one more chocolate one. There you go. Yeah, you better keep them over there. I'll eat them all up.
Are you doing anything with the 48-hour film project?
I've been at work the whole time. That happened to me last year too.
Did you get a chance to check out those graphics I sent?
Michael and I were looking at them last week. He's got some weird ideas.
Work them any way you
Mine
want.
were a little weirder.
Work them any way you want.
So, yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Matt gave me some background feed. Now I'm warping them suckers out.
Well, that's the thing. You know, we can all rehash all this stuff. You know, I'm doing the same thing with Megan. I'm hoping that she's grabbing. I had one show on last night that was more visual than anything else, and I actually have some DJs. And once I post them up on Google, I got DJs all over the world that are snipping my stuff and making their own, which is great. Just as long as they give me notoriety. I don't, you
That's
know.
it.
Well, I do want money, but you know.
Yeah, same here.
Acknowledgement.
And Troy, you can still keep videoing the monitor going out with the outfeed on Friday nights. I don't care. He does. He turns the camera on to the camera while, you know, to the out monitor while I'm doing my show.
Are you adjusting the light? Is that what you're doing?
He's being mad. Talk about mad. I don't know about you, but I'm waiting for another thunderstorm. My head is killing me.
We're going to have a good one. We're going to have a good hot summer. I'm planning a bell share. I thought about this. You know, I'll get me a black skillet, sit it on the road, get a couple loaves of bread, a couple of boxes of eggs, and sell road fried eggs for bell share. You know, I have the fry pan sitting on the road, and I'll use the ambient heat of the sun and fry up
I
eggs
guess,
and
yeah.
give them away. Because I told the city council, you know, and they don't want to listen. They just still want to keep hassling the poor. They have now extended the boundary of Pritchard Park to include the parking, the sidewalks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And right now, I still got a North Carolina Supreme Court case being read on being banned.
Oh.
So I'm hoping they find in my favor. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court found in favor of the city of Woodfin,
We're good now.
which though doesn't really affect my case too much since I'm lifetime banned, and the Woodfin case was only banned for as long as you're on the sex offenders list.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny, a sex offender after 10 years, he's off the list, he can go back to the public parks. I got caught with a couple of joints, I'm banned for life.
Well, that's the evil of marijuana.
I know.
That's the most evil thing in our society, you know.
No, I
That's the
think it's these
ruination.
chocolate cookies. I can't keep my hands away from them.
You probably are stoned. You have the munchies from smoking pot.
Well, yeah, it is past 4:20, isn't it?
It seems to be. Yes. Okay. We'll have this kind of tea.
Aren't you running out?
No.
It's the
Never ending?
bottomless tea caddy.
Mm-hmm. I had it
Say-
blessed by a rabbi.
Now, what is the type tea is that?
They make more. They make more, and I refill it. Obviously. Yeah.
Now, what type of tea is that, John?
That is tea from Wuyi Mountain in China.
Oh, yeah.
Wu Yi tea.
Yeah, what do you tea?
Wuyi. It's the big red robe, favorite of many emperors and tea guests.
Well, that reminds me of they had the nuns had a big convention over in China where they were making tea, and 3 nuns met on the train, and they got to talking, and they, well, to get to know each other, they ask, oh, let's tell each other what our secret sin is, and the first one goes, well, I like sex, and once a year I take a week off, and I go on the streets, and I prostitute myself, and I take the money and I put it in a poor box. The other nun goes, well, I like to gamble, so once a year I take a week off and I take the money out of the poor box and I go and gamble. Well, the third nun, they're having a hard time getting her to say anything.
Gossip.
Finally, to get her to talk. And she says, okay, I'll tell you what it is. My secret sin is I'm the world's biggest gossip and I can't wait to get to the convention. Those are the type jokes you will be hearing on when I get to half-hour joke.
Oh. Who brought that? Did you?
I did.
Oh, good. I want some of them. My next cup already did.
Yeah, stash yourself.
Oh, I want to get some up this way, so I'm ready.
I'm going to do a half-hour politically incorrect comedy show, and I'm going to let anyone who wants to come, they can get up. I'm going to get with Jonathan to the taping on Friday since I'm already here and there's nobody set to the taping. And if somebody wants to come do a 15-minute bit or 20-minute bit, get up there.
So is this gonna be after hours?
Yeah, it'll be after hours so
Okay.
that people won't have to worry
Have you
about the
finished?
language.
Have you finished all that you had to talk about?
I found out from Jonathan the
Oh, I can probably talk about all
no
kinds of
sexual
stuff.
content is physical, like people
Just
after 2
let
o'clock.
her rip,
So the
no.
jokes are cool.
chime in. I did go back to the French Broad Food Co-op for that couple that was seen the other week that I emailed you about. and
They
gave
were there
them-
this week, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they were there this week and gave them an invitation.
Oh, good.
So we'll see if they show up.
Mm-hmm. Right. I can't remember things.
Maybe Alzheimer's already sitting in on you. Is Alzheimer already sitting in on you? Or is it fried brain tissue from the earlier
From the
years?
60s. I think that's more mine.
No, I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think so. As a matter of fact, I think a little frying's good for you.
Oh, it probably is.
You
Probably
need a
gives you a
dump
little
once
more
in a while,
flavor.
right?
There's frying and there's waking up. And frankly, if you were doing some research on Alzheimer's and stuff like that and looking for a cure for Alzheimer's, you might want to look at some very small molecules. As a matter of fact, some tryptamines similar to dimethyltryptamine.
Well, when I start losing my memory and start forgetting stuff, I start taking some extra B12 sublingually.
Ginkgo is good for it too. I used to take Ginkgo a lot.
Because I notice sometimes I'll go like, well, I need to do this or I need to do that, and then I forgot what it is I was fixing to do.
And also,
I just clean forget, and I have to go
Cran-
back to the spot that I know I was thinking it, like it's in the air, and I catch it.
cranberry juice, pure cranberry juice, which is a little bitter, and poke berries in small quantities. You might want to start with a half of a pokeberry.
Where do you get a
Or-
pokeberry?
Off of poke, they grow all over the. Pokeberry. Do you don't
As in,
like
as
po-
in
like
P-O-L-K?
poke salad Annie?
Yep.
Are you familiar with?
That's
Eat it, get your
P-O-K-E.
Okay, poke salad. Okay, pokeberries.
Or on poke salad.
Yeah. Do you?
Like it's a grass.
No. Have you ever had any? Obviously.